It's over though, so she just assumed, and we just left it at that.
She was like, how's school going? School's great. The school's just fine.
Yep.
The school's great. It doesn't mean you, it doesn't mean you're going. Alright. So you gotta learn how to get around that stuff, get creative. And hey, I just want to say, you know, you hear about all the stuff that they're going through, setting appointments, you know, a lot of people not letting them come over. And they just started getting a little team built. See, if you don't have a team yet, you don't have very much confidence yet or belief yet. You start building a team and start finding people that are joining. You will, if you haven't yet. Your confidence goes up. See, a team gives you confidence, a team gives you belief, a team helps you go, anything is possible. So as you start building a team, and you will, you start finding the right kind of people, and you will, that's when things are going to get really fun. That's when you're going to see, look, I just look good because I got a good team. I'm not that good. I mean, I think about this. I think about this. Like all the offices that are out there right now that are running the Primerica system, I'm never even there. I'm not even there. I'm here, but I'm not there. I'm never in Vegas. I'm never in Dallas, Texas. I'm never in Hawaii. I'm never in Boise, Idaho. Never. And all those, okay, you guys get that? So see, you got to remember, okay, maybe things aren't going the way you want them to go yet, but you're going to find people that are going to want to do the business if you keep talking to them and showing them and getting better at showing them. Does that make sense? Okay, real fast. I just want to go over this with you guys and make sure you all know just the simplicity of it, because it's really basic and simple, and we got to keep our business simple. And I'm actually making this a little bit better right now. Jeff Fieldstead's actually making it better, then I'll tweak a little bit for our base shop when he gets it done. Because there's some stuff that needs to be updated on this. But I just wanted to go through this real quickly, because if you're a brand new person and you ended up on an appointment and you'd never seen an appointment before, you should be able to basically do this, okay, for the most part. So, because we set it up that way, because we want it to be duplicatable, right? Like we could send new people out, want to be able to recruit 100 people and say, go get them, right? Here's what you need, go get them. So when you're sitting out, this is after you do the presentation, of course, and you go through this F&A input. So just a couple of things I want to go through with you. Do you see these numbers right here? You just follow those numbers when you fill it out. So first question is, Sam and Lizzie, first thing. Now, by the way, how do you transfer from the presentation to the F&A input? This is important, okay? Because I know sometimes you're sitting down with somebody and you go, and maybe you're, Lizzie, I think you were telling me about one you guys had the other night, and you're like, how do we transition from we're just kind of there to show a presentation to doing the F&A?
It was just a hard transition
because you were over there, I don't know, you dropped by. You pop by.
And you could tell she was done.
So you pop by and you're like, okay, how do we show the presentation, how do we transition to this? Do you say, hey, so can we do your F&A now? Do you do that?
No.
No, because they'll say, yeah, you might as well just leave, right? I mean, you might as well just, yeah. So what you do is you just say, after the end of the presentation, you just say, Sam and Lizzie, what I'll do is I'll show you real quick what we can do for you, and if it makes sense to you, we'll schedule a time to come back. Does that make sense? And they say yes, every time. That's all you say. You say, so after doing the presentation, you say, real quick, let me show you real quick what we can do for you guys. And you can tell us tonight if it makes sense or not. If it does, we'll schedule another time to come back. If it doesn't, we'll come back. Sound good? Let me ask you a couple quick questions. Can y'all do that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pretty simple, huh? So Sam and Lizzie, first thing is, you guys have auto insurance right now?
Yep.
Will you save some money on that? Would you be interested?
Yes.
Let's make a quick call, see if we save money on auto insurance, okay? So this might take 15 minutes or so, right? Make a call. If you don't have 15 minutes, skip number 1. You come back to that later. But most of the time you have 15 minutes, right? Make a quick call. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But if they're paying, I'd say if they're paying $100 a month or more, chances are we're probably going to save an average about $40 a month. In most cases, okay? And then you just follow the numbers. Sam, what's your monthly retirement income goal? If you were to retire today, how much month would you want coming in? Okay? What age you want to retire by, right? You already know that from the F&A, from the intro page. Now the debt part, what's your consumer debt? That's all debt outside of a mortgage. And what's your mortgage balance? You do not need to get the payment information. Okay, you don't need to get that. You don't need to get the home value either. I'll be taking all that stuff out. Okay?
When you put it in the F&A, though, it asks for minimum payment and percentage, or else it won't let you allow put it on there, right?
Yeah, don't worry about doing that part of the F&A.
Okay.
I would. Well, I mean, here's why. Okay, the debt part of the F&A is really pointless right now. When Enrich comes out, it'll be awesome. Enrich will do it all for you. But honestly, I mean, if they want to do debt, if they want to do a debt solution and they need a debt solution, okay, if they need debt settlement, you call Freedom Financial. If they need debt watchers, you sign up for debt watchers, and then that'll figure out all the debts for them. Because it's a waste of time, honestly. It is a waste of time. If you do it in the FNA, you can show them how to debt stack with the FNA. You can do that, but they're not going to follow it anyway. What's the point? They're not. We just had a conference call, and the reality is, even our debt watchers program, it's a great strategy. It works if they do it, but they don't do it. So what our new product, Rich, is going to do, it's going to automate everything. It's all going to be automatic. It's going to make them do it. Okay?
Does it tear up their credit cards too? I don't understand.
No, we'll do that. We will do that. But if they want to keep a credit card too, and they keep spending on it, it'll just reset immediately every time it goes. It'll automatically do everything. It's going to do everything. Okay. Anyway, another time. Okay. Now you do want to ask this one. Hey, how much extra do you pay above minimum payments? You do want to ask that. Okay. Let's say they say we pay an extra $200 a month on a total by the time we pay our credit cards and debts. Okay. So does that help some of you guys with the debt? You don't need to fill out part of the FNA. Okay. Anyway. So, do you have any personal life insurance? If they do, I'm going to fill. If they have personal life insurance, will you grab your policy? If they say, I don't know where it's at, do you know where it might be? I really need to see it. Do you know where it might be? And most of the time, they're going to go grab it. Yeah, we have it. I don't know where it is. Do you know what kind it is? I think it's like whole life stuff. Can you find it? I don't know. Let me show you something real quick. Get the fax manual out, and I'd show the whole life policies in there. So let me show you why you need to go find it. And I'd show those policies. I'd say, now, if yours work like that, would you want to know? You need to go find it for me? That's what I would do right there. Okay? You with me? So let's say we find out they're paying an extra $150 a month there. They got $100,000 on each. They got a whole life policy, whatever, right? Okay? You have in your retirement right now. If they do, you're going to fill all that out. Anyway, all these boxes, as I go, so 5, 6, I'm going to fill all this stuff out, okay, all the way through. Now down here, you don't need to fill out health insurance or dental insurance. The reason satellite TV's on there is because if they're broke and they have satellite TV, you want to know if they're paying $80 a month there, we need to make this a box on the new one. If they're paying $80 a month there, what's more important, satellite TV or life insurance? We're going to talk about that later, right? We're not doing that. But you just want to find that out. So all these boxes, you're going to find out how much they have to save, right? So you just follow the numbers, right? Now, the tax refund, you normally get a tax refund. Let's say they say yes, and let's say they get $3,000 a year back. For about every 600, is it 600 or 400?
600.
For every 600 you get back, you can up your dependent by 1. So if you up your dependent by 4, that'd give you $2,400 in your paycheck out there, which is $200 a month we can use for your plan. And I would explain that to them so they understood. I'm not doing it right now for the sake of time. But that's an extra $200 a month. I'd explain an interest-free loan to the government. They don't want to do that. Make sense?
Oh, right, Joey.
You'd ask this question. Experts say you should invest 15% if when you're rich, 10% middle class, 20% if you want to retire early. What do you guys want to be? Well, they most likely are going to say 20%, right? If they're making $5,000 a month, let's say that's $1,000 a month. This is important. You ask this question just like this. How much of that $1,000 could you commit to starting right now? If they say we could do all $1,000, then what would you ask?
Could you do more?
How much more could you do? How much more could you do? How much more could you do? Okay? Let's say they say, no, we can't do. See, if you just ask how much can you do a month, 0, right? But if you say how much of the 1,000 could you do, we could probably do at least 450. They don't want to say 0 after you say 20, right? So now this box right here, what do? I add up all these boxes, right? So there'd be 350, 550, 950 bucks. Goes right there, right? You with me? Then I'm going to take that number. I'm going to put it down here, 950. I'm going to get out my quick quote, my dime calculator, and find exactly how much coverage they need. So let's say we figure that out, and we just find out if Sam needs 500,000. Let's say Lizzie needs 300,000. We put 25,000 on the kids, and that comes to, let's say, $98 a month. Okay. The difference between 950 and 98 is, whatever it is, 852, whatever. Is that right? Let's say they have 5,000 or 401k. I'm going to figure that out. Let's say they want to retire at age 60, whatever. And that's going to end up being, let's say, 2.1 mil, which that's usually not going to be. Usually this number is going to be what, like 300, maybe 200, whatever. But anyway, so you do all that, right? Now, if you want to, you can figure out where they're going to be, and you can also put their financial independence number up here and show their shortfall. So you can say, hey, let's say they're going to end up with, say it's a different scenario, and they're going to end up with 1.1 million, but their financial independence number is 2.5 million. That's usually what you run into, right? And right now, maybe this number is only 350. Am I confusing you? And so this number is only going to be 252, right? And so, but they need to be saving. You figure they need to be saving $1,400 a month just for their retirement plans. And you figure all that out. And so now when I get to this part, when it comes to explaining it, okay, there's the numbers again. See this? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You see those numbers? That's how you're going to explain this. So Sam and Lizzie, we're going to start off with this $350 commitment right here. Okay, so let's just pretend this was $350. You with me? I'm not confusing you. You sure? You have this $350 right now, Sam and Lizzie, and today you have young kids, high debt, and a mortgage. Would you agree loss of income would be devastating right now? Okay, we're going to talk about this in the presentation, right? So to protect you guys, you'd want $500,000 on Sam, according to what you told me. This is what you guys want. You want $500,000 on Sam, $300,000 on Lizzie, $25,000 on the kids. See, that's what they told me. I didn't tell them that. They told me that. That's what it came to, right? And that would only be $98 a month for a 35-year level term. You with me so far, Sam and Lizzie? So of the $350, we take $98 to protect your family. Okay, it's easy for you to afford because you've got $350, so $98 is nothing. Then we take the difference between those two of $252 a month, and we put that in a Roth IRA. You already have $5,000 saved, and we invest that till you're 60 years old, and you're going to end up with $1.1 million. Well, if you have $1.1 million, kids are going debts paid, mortgages paid. Now you don't need life insurance because you're self-insured. Does that make sense? So that 35 years is going to get you way beyond that point, and you're covered. You're self-insured. Any questions? If they have questions, I'd go through it really slow, and I'd go through it 2 or 3 times if I need to. Make sure they understand it completely. Okay, because if they understand that, for $350 a month, Sam and Lizzie, have you ever seen anybody be able to take $350 a month and make that kind of an impact? Who else is going to give you $1.1 million by the time you're 60? Right? Hey, you know what? Something you could do that we probably never do is you could do this. Let's say let's say he's 30 years old. Okay. You could do this. You could say, Sam, so to age 60, that's 30 years, right? So 30 times 12 is 360 months times 252. So you would have only put in $90,000 over this time period, and it grew to 1.1 million. See, we need to show people that, don't we?
Yeah.
See, Sam, this is why you need to get it started now, not later. Has anyone else ever cared enough about you to show you this? So see, we want to earn your business. Because if we never sat down with you, chances are you wouldn't have found out about this probably ever. Now, here's the reality, though, Sam and Lizzie. Based on your guys' goals and dreams, you need to be at $2.5 million. I'm just showing you this because it's important, which means you got to be saving $1,400 a month, not $252 a month, or whatever, right? Okay, you with me?